Okay, I'll be soaking at about probably around 78 degrees today. And I'm going to blend my kaolin clay and oils. I know my colors for this one, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pour them or swirl them yet. It's a little tricky. So I'm kind of considering how busy the colors will be if I do sort of these like tight swirls, so gotta figure that out soon, huh? A little nervous too because one of the fragrances that I'm using accelerates a bit, but something good will turn out. So I'll make sure that I just bring this to emulsification. So the more I mix the batter by just stirring and not using the power of the blender, the more I can kind of head off the acceleration too. So I'm stirring it a lot first. And the kaolin clay helps it to emulsify too, because it's a powder. And I think I'm going to add my fragrance as I use it. So let's get on with the colors. And this is a type of gold that I know turns into a really nice orange. Let's start off with that. My yellow that has a little bit of an orangey yellow as well. This is my dark accent color. I love this sangria. It's almost like a ruby terracotta, if there's such a thing. This is going to be my white. And the rest will be that orange and yellow. Okay, so I think I'm going to be using that original bowl that I mixed the soap batter in to do an in the pot swirl. Blend this a little bit too before I add the fragrance. I'm going to make my yellow a bit strong because it really does fade a lot. Okay, so let's get that. And I'll get this blended too. This is going to be my white. So I'm going to actually add my titanium dioxide now. And my dark accent color, I'm going to use my frother for. It's a great color. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to stir in my fragrance really well. And I've already got my mold all lined on the sides with bubble wrap to give that honeycomb look. And I'm going to push in another layer of that on the top. So let's see what I'm going to do. I don't want to forget the fragrance. There, there. Let's stir those in. So far so good. How's that doing? Still doing well. It helps that one of the fragrances that I mixed does not accelerate, so that'll help too. Okay, everything's really behaving themselves, so I'm going to forego in the pot, and I'm going to go for something that can really deal with a liquidy soap batter, and that's going to be a drop swirl. So let's put in the yellow first. Add some of the gold, kind of simulating a honey color. A little bit of this sangria. White. Yellow again, and I'm pouring from about a little less than a foot above my mold, and it smells just like honey lemon. So I said when I was starting this soap that I didn't want it to look too busy, and I think this drop swirl is going to be fine, but what I'm not going to do is add a swirl to it, because that'll make it a really busy design. And of course I have a mica drizzle ready to go. So this is not only not accelerating, but it's really nice. I kept the temperatures as cool as I can on this hot day, so that will help as well. I want to end on the yellow because of the lemon fragrance. So let me get my white in there. Okay, so before I push on the bubble wrap on top, that'll give that a honeycomb texture on top as well, I'm going to add my gold mica drizzle. Has a little sparkle. This 24 karat gold mica also has a shimmer to it, so I really like to use that as the mica drizzle. And this bubble wrap on top will spread the mica drizzle out a little bit, hopefully the way I want it to. So you can see, I think, that the mica drizzle, because it's more liquid, it's being pulled in the crevices between the actual pockets of the honeycomb, which is what I was hoping for. Okay, so that's about it right now. It's a full loaf because the lining part of the bubble wrap is taking up some space in the mold too. But so I can't wait to cut this, and I'll be right back for it for you. Okay, I'm gonna unmold this lemon buzz soap, and so this is also going to show you how I prepared the bubble wrap, because I didn't show you in the making of. And I'm happy that the gold sunk into the crevices of the bubble wrap like I thought it might. So there's a sheen surrounding each of those cells. So I usually don't show you how I unmold, so turn this over because I don't usually have blue tape. So that's a different thing. Take that off first. So I did want to anchor the bubble wrap so it wouldn't budge while I was pouring it. Pretty easy to do. And let's get this out of there. This mold is from Essential Depot. I really love it. Got quite a few of them. So it's not going to cling to the mold as much with the liner there, but it is holding on to the bottom. Kind of fiercely. Yeah, it doesn't usually stick like that on the bottom, but I'll get it out. Thought it might be a little softer because the air couldn't get to it, but it's sealed in completely. That might be the case, but it's coming out. I can see it. And I also know what I can do too is wrap it around. Okay, so this is a lesson for all of us right now, that if it's having that much trouble coming out of the mold, then it's not quite ready. So I might let this set up another day. I've lost little corners of soaps because I wasn't patient like that before, so I might even try this again at the end of the day, and I'll come right back to you. Okay, turns out it was just a little bit shy, so it's slowly coming out. There, didn't really lose many corners, but there's the side, there's the other side. I put too much pressure right there, but that looks pretty cool. So I'll bring you back for the cutting. Well, the nice thing about this soap is I don't have to bevel the top edges, because that would cut off a lot of the effect that I was going for, that sort of wraparound texture. The bottom is not textured though, because that would just not make sense. So let's see what that looks like. I'm glad that I made the yellow very strong, because that, as I told you in the making of, it tends to fade quite a bit. So I was looking at honey before I made this soap, and I noted that some of the richness of the way honey looks is a kind of reddish brown. So I made sure that that was one of the colors, and that's that color right there, which is the accent to really help to have a very fluid batter for this one. That's really mesmerizing to me. I'd like to see how differently the swirls came out. Wow, you can see the sides are also textured. That's pretty cool. I was wondering how the white would show up in this one. I'm happy how that came out. So this sort of off orange color right there is a gold mica, so it doesn't have its sheen, as usually that is the case when you mix it with the batter. But as a mica drizzle, that gold does retain its metallic quality, like in the top. You would have to use a lot of that mica to get it to have that metallic look inside the soap. I have experimented with putting a mica drizzle within the soap, and that leaves a nice metallic streak throughout the soap. Wow, that's quite a drop swirl there. One thing I've learned about using a bit of an accent like this darker color is, and also the white, is that I have small containers when I'm mixing that up, as you saw in the making part, and I use paper cups for that, and that prevents me from making too much of the accent colors. Oh, I really love those little globs right there. So thanks as always for watching. I'm trying to come up with interesting designs, and once in a while I just like a simple design, simple swirl type. And for me, a large part of the design is picking the right colors, or better put, colors that would please me. Oh, look at that. So thin, those little streaks of that dark accent color. When I'm not soaping, I am now doing the research for my presentation for the HSCG conference in Kansas City, Missouri next year. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for watching and subscribing. And maybe you can make it to the conference too. I can meet you in person. I would love that. And of course, my channel really is benefited by your thumbs up and your comments and your subscriptions. So if you really like the videos, I hope you'll do that for me. And it's just wonderful to get the comments. That's the most immediate payback for the videos, and I appreciate those comments. Still trying to respond to all of them, and we'll see you next time. Go to the Vibrant Soap website also. A lot of the soaps are on there if you want to buy some, and we'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Bye.